Aloha, Big Island. This is Wago with today's update, February 7th. Purpose of this channel is to get people registered to vote. Go to vote411.org, register yourself, and make sure that you're registered as a Democrat. Also in the description, you'll find a link to the Democratic National page. It'll tell you where your polling place is and what district you're in. If you have any questions, you can email us at yanggangbigisland@gmail.com. And if we don't know the answer, we will find it out and get back to you. My name is Wago. This is your update. The MOBILIZE events. If you go to Yang 2020 and go to the events and type in your area near you, you could find some sort of event that's happening. Generally on the islands, it's a little bit harder, but we do have people out there on Oahu and here on the Big Island that are putting out events. So check it out. This is the Big Island of Hawaii, and tonight we're going to be hosting a Zoom online conference chat just to watch the debate together as the Hawaiianggang Big Island, and anybody who really wants to jump on this is more than welcome, but we'll be there hanging out for the time. I believe on the islands here it starts at 3 o'clock, which is 8 p.m. and goes till like 11 there, so it's about a 3-hour debate. Anywho, the first link in the description is that MOBILIZE event. Click in there and just tell us that you're going to be showing up so we could get that data, send it on through. Anyway, if you like this channel and you dig what we do here, please like and subscribe. It helps us out when we have more followers. That means the message and the politics of Andrew Yang gets across. I know everybody's a little bummed about the Iowa caucus debacle. However, you know, that water is under the bridge and it is gone. So we're going to focus on New Hampshire. The most important thing that you can do as a supporter of Andrew Yang and the Yang Gang is get online and go phone bank. It might be scary, it might be awkward, but there are videos out there now that are going to help you get into the process. Once you get in your flow, 20, 30, 40 calls in, you sort of make the script your own and it becomes second nature. If you've done text banking as well, you should be familiar with the policies and how they work as an amazing Venn diagram, how the UBI can basically work together with putting career term limits on politicians, thusly cutting out a lot of government bureaucracy and taxation. If you have any more questions about the UBI, democracy dollars, please visit yang2020.com and check out the policies. There you could also buy merchandise like this here shirt and this here hat. Every time I talk to anybody, they always ask what math means. They talk about Andrew Yang, and as of late, it's been, oh, I like him. He seems very smart, very educated, but we need somebody that can beat the opposition. And I do believe that the flood and the wave that was supposed to come crashing down on Iowa hasn't lessened itself. The Yang Gang actually is gaining momentum and speed. There will be certain events which will draw attention to Andrew Yang and his campaign, like Crenshaw in March 1st. Or just the New Hampshire being such an important part of the electoral process that the rest of the nation will see this, which is why we do these updates, to get Big Island informed about Andrew Yang and the policies so you too can be empowered. There are about 348 days till Andrew Yang is inaugurated president. Countdown to that day. It's about 348 days till he's inaugurated as president. Please put that in your homepage. Get that out there. Other than that, that merch we were talking about, if you can't afford that merch, there is a place out there for you to get merch. You could put in a request, and people who have already extended and donated past their limit can also donate to yangschwagangels.com. At this website, you're able to either give money or get merchandise. So if you are in need of a little bit of swag and you want to represent, please go there and fill out the form. All right, let's get down to it. Yang Daily 10. Everybody knows we should be phone banking and text banking. Phone banking is extremely important. Canvassing is extremely important. But, you know, being online and being able to chit-chat via text and call people on phone banking is the most important thing right now. Yang's Daily 10 is talking about calling almost everybody you know, having them watch the debate tonight. As we said, we're hosting the Zoom party. If you can do the same, go on MOBILIZE. Get your friends together. Show the whole group watching it. If you know a local business, share a spot, bring signs, and, you know, be a patron of there and not cause too much ruckus and have fun watching the debate with other people. All right, going on to Twitter here. Evelyn was talking about self-worth and economic value. I think it's very important because the other day on CNN, Andrew was asked, man, if I can remember this, I think around 18 minutes, he was asked, what would you value more, social or economic growth? And he thinks both work hand in hand. This talks about basic wellness, and this talks about how our world might be profitable right now with the GDP of $21 trillion, but none of that is trickling down to you and me. Not one penny of that. In fact, the pennies that should be trickling down are cut out by criminals. government bureaucracy, which gets their greedy little hands on pieces of it. Giving people the UBI would effectively make people stronger mentally and physically and financially. Just imagine, on this island, if you had an issue with anything, being able to have the people having money to put towards that. When there's, in my local neighborhood, there's 581 people. That means just short that a registered vote, just short of $600,000. I'm pretty sure we could get the boat ramp that's had metal sticking out of it for the last 30 years fixed in, I don't know, 2 months, 4 months, 6 months, a year after Andrew gets elected. Why? Because you cut out government bureaucracy. You just get the job done because you have the funding. I digress. Moving on. Reddit. Carl Sagan called it. My man. If you don't know who Carl Sagan is, stop this video. Google Carl Sagan. Now that you're back, mind blown? I'd say so. Carl Sagan was basically talking about how in the future, if the politics don't catch up with the need and the want and the use of technology, that the people and the public interest would not be represented. Nail, hammer on the head. Moving on. All we should be doing all day, every day, is phone banking, text banking, and talking to people about Andrew Yang. Today's a great time to have people watch Andrew Yang at the debate. There is finally recognition from MSNBC about the CNN report, and they said Andrew held himself extremely well and talked to the people, whom many of which were not Yang supporters, many of which were undecided, and many of which supported other candidates. I do think it's important to notice how Andrew Yang tends to invoke thought on all different party lines. All right, moving on to the videos. Shaving with Tulsi, great one. He's talking about at 150, the pharmaceutical prices and grouping and going up. There's gouging. Everybody's paying more than anybody else does in the rest of the world, and we have to ask ourselves, why is that? At 5:30, he's talking about China relations. At 10:30, Andrew talks about climate crisis. And at 13, a very poignant, interesting question about Taiwan relations. Will we acknowledge Taiwan as a democracy? Are we going to help fight the battle for them not to be essentially consumed by China into, their mess? So the long story short is Andrew gave a little tidbit about, when he's elected president, the relations between Taiwan, China, Japan, all these things will absolutely change. Not only will he be the first Asian American president, but the idea that he stands for something which transcends politics itself. Humanity first. All right. Linsight talks about wanting transparency in his video. It is kind of interesting that were a couple people fired, the DNC debacle, Tom Perez. The media is latching on now to anything that the Yang Gang and Andrew puts out there about these instances because it's chicken or egg at this point. So it talks about wanting transparency and how it should be normalized that we want to have answers about why 62% of the polls were put out in certain hand-picked districts that led to being percentage points for candidates who normally wouldn't have gotten those percentage points if they weren't already aggressively running a narrative which was pre-planned. And if you have doubts about that, look at yesterday's video. Kai Watson, moving on. Kai explains the podium order, the strategy, and basic breakdown of tonight's debate. Here's what's up. We are in a different podium order. We are not shoved next to the top contenders, nor are we completely over on the end caps, the bookends, with somebody else who's, not potentially going to be there in the next couple debates anyways. So the people on the debate stage tonight are Sanders, Warren, Biden, Klobuchar, Buttigieg, Steyer, and Yang. I don't believe I missed one. But that's what's up tonight. So come and watch that Zoom party with us, or televise in if you've got cable. All right, moving on. Zach Matt Show. Finally, MSNBC gives positive praise to Andrew Yang. It's about damn time. Moving on. Think Harder Politics. First time we've included this into our description base. It is basically talking about Tulsi Gabbard is supporting the UBI, and she says it in such a graceful fashion and manner as well. I support my friend Andrew Yang and his idea about UBI, although it's not actually Andrew's. It was championed by Thomas Paine, Martin Luther King, economists throughout the decades, throughout the analogs of our history. We've got such thinkers that say the sustainable process of democracy and capitalism are always in flux, depending on who controls the means of production. Scams and misinformation relating to the Shadow app and FEMA. Little stretch in this video, but I see it. The people that were affected by the flooding in his hometown, the people that were affected by the floods, any major catastrophe, act of God, if you will. We have organizations that are basically created to help with these people, and he's breaking it down. The money allotted that should have been available from taxpayers was not, and there are greedy little hands inside of that. The pockets are lined very thick and very nice. He goes into talking about government wasting money and then how we've absolutely failed in Puerto Rico. This goes back to if Andrew Yang's idea about 52 states, Washington, Puerto Rico happened, Puerto Rico would have gotten more than just paper towels thrown at them. Moving on. As we like to do on this channel, we don't like to be biased, but we like to do all things Andrew Yang. So if this is your first time to this channel, I would say welcome. Please like and subscribe. What we do is we take 24 hours of Andrew Yang group it down into some sort of cliff notes, and we give it to you. The main goal of this is to get people registered to vote and aware of what dates and what we're going to be going through for our April 4th Hawaii primaries. There is a meeting March 4th, 1 month before that, to talk about the delegate process, which we'll also be doing a video about. But the most important thing you could be doing right now is talking to your friends and family about Andrew Yang, watching the debate party tonight, quite possibly even joining us at that top link for our Zoom get-together. Come and meet other Yang gang, and actually all island and all nation, all world. And everybody's welcome. If you have any questions or comments, please put them in the section below, or you could email us directly at yanggangbigisland@gmail.com. As always, go to Yang 2020, check out the merchandise, check out the policy. We have the opportunity to sweep the nation, and it happens by doing it with, dare I say, conviction. Dare I say, gratitude. Dare I say, love. The things that we discuss in this channel, we're going to try and keep positive and use the code of conduct. And remember, we are the wave. We are Yang Gang, and this is not a silent revolution. This is a very vocal revolution about what you as a voter and what you as an American want. So if you are just becoming politically active and you understand that the world is working against us, don't be angry. It's always worked against us. Nobody said life was fair. What we need to do is come together, use one voice behind Andrew Yang, and enforce policies that help all of us. So this is all positive. This is all the momentum of the wave. This is Yang Gang, baby. So what we're doing now is talking to friends and family. The most important thing you could do is text bank and check out Yang Daily 10 to see what you could do for 10 minutes to donate time. You could always go to Yang Prints, print off anything you need, like flyers, posters. Just go to your local printery, Office Max, Kinko's, whatever that might be. If you've got the material at home, print extra, give them out. You can order business cards online, and I'd like to give another shout out to the Parker Brothers in Waimea. Thank you very much for those cards. We give out so many every day. It's a blessing. Thank you very much. And always, aloha, Big Island.